What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Voice of the Giants podcast here on WKCV, the voice of Keystone College. Guys, your host JT, joined in the studio by somebody who I wanted to get in about 5 months ago, but unfortunately had to cancel that. Guys, joined this week by men's and women's cross-country coach, Coach Ian. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Finally getting the chance to do this interview. And what a month, or what about 5 months it's been since the last time we got the chance to do this. And I wanna circle back to fall and everything like that, and I want to circle back to cross-country. And for the first time in program history, the cross-country team for the men's side has won the CSAC championship. Talk to me about that. How was it on that day winning championships for CSAC for the first time in program history?
It was pretty much everything coming to fruition. Everybody doing their job. It was a long time coming, starting here at Keystone right at the beginning of the pandemic. It was a long process to finally have a season, finally get out to compete. Cross country is a wonderful sport where you don't know the elements, you don't know the course, you don't know the trails, grass, mud, the whole 9 yards. You don't know what's going to be thrown at you on any given day. Come championships, it was rain, sleeting. We were hosting it out in Scranton at McDade Park. It was a hilly, challenging course. It was going to be a true mental test to everybody competing on that day. And we had a squad ready to go. Everybody was fired up, ready to go. We had a great leader in Cam who was a low stick for us I could count on. We were looking at him contending for the individual title. And on that day in October, it really showed the team aspect of cross-country, because everybody tells cross-country is an individual sport. I hate that term regarding cross-country because we're a team sport. We're a family. We're doing everything for the team across our chest. And the guys bought into that mission of being a family first to create our championship culture, and they really believed on that day and really the whole season since August that we could really accomplish something that's never been done in the program's history. We had a sour taste of many conference runner-ups going to the meet, and then we were fired up, ready to go. And once the gun goes off, there's not much I can do except run around the course yelling and screaming like a crazy guy out there. So,
hey, and it was worth it. Like I said, first time in program history, and I can attest, 7 years with the program and everything, and it felt good to see you guys get that first CSAC title. Now, the one thing I definitely do and would be remiss if I didn't bring up is something you brought up. Your time at Keystone started off in a weird way, and it never gets old here in the story, because you actually got hired and were on campus, I believe, the day right before the pandemic started. Pretty much once the pandemic started happening the next day, we had to wind up canceling spring track that season. Then cross country got canceled, and then winter track. But then you finally got the go ahead, and we got the approval for spring track. What was that anticipation like? Just waiting to get that first season under your belt at Keystone.
I mean, it was a long time coming. I saw this as a great opportunity to build a really successful championship program here. Being family first, I thought we had great facilities here, state-of-the-art championship facilities, amazing trails to train on, and I thought of this as a dream opportunity, and I coined the phrase being right on the border of Factoryville, the track and field factory, because I thought we could do some special things here. But I moved here that Sunday, and we shut down that Monday, so it was a very crazy time where we ended up going into a Zoom era where I was able to meet the team for lunch that first day before they shut down food places and all that fun stuff. So I really got to meet the team, meet the guys, and really create the relationships with them. And then we had stuff on Zoom during that time, those 6 months where we weren't even able to be on campus. And luckily, at the time, we had a pretty young team. Fast forward to missing out on a cross-country season, but luckily for us at Keystone, we were able to train and get in good quality practices. They bought into my training philosophy, and we really got in some good work, hungry for whenever things would open up. But unfortunately, being a cross-country and track coach, when we're always in season, there's no off-season for us. We're always training. We're always preparing for a meet. We're pretty much January to May and then August to December in season. So it's really challenging when we keep canceling seasons and not having much to look forward to. But my job was to keep the guys engaged and keep us focused, because the goal was always the first thing I wanted to accomplish here is winning a cross-country championship. And then we had a good young group of good distance runners. We added some key pieces with Corey and Nick this past fall that really added to our program and really added to the depth of our program, because what we saw on the October day, that it really was a team championship. Going into it, I thought it could go many different ways. I thought we could either run away from the competition from the gun, but I also knew the top 5 teams in the CSAC were very close on paper, very competitive. So it just came to fruition that we bought in as a team and we did our job. Every person counted that day. It was really a game of inches. Cam just missing out on the individual title and the closest finish in NCAA history, not only CSAC history. He lost by 1/100th of a second. That was a heartbreaker for him, but then losing that, I knew we had to fire up the rest of the guys coming into the finishing shoot, because I knew it was really close at that point, and we needed every single point, every single place to really achieve our goal of winning a championship. And going into meet, I told the guys, we put 5 in the top 18, that's a championship. It turned out a lot closer than I wanted, because Cam and Nick had a phenomenal day, both finishing in the top 10 all-conference. So getting 3 guys all-conference, I thought we had a really good shot to really bring it home. But it really turned out it came down to our 5th guy. Devin and Frazier, and our 4th and 5th guy on that. They worked together. They were both struggling mightily the last couple miles with their fatigue and getting really banged up on a difficult course in difficult conditions. It was very muddy and rainy that day. So it turned out they finished in 17th and 18th place, and that's what nearly won us the championship. Winning by 4 points. It was a very exciting day, because I didn't even tell the team we won the championship until the awards happened, because it was that close that I didn't know with tiebreakers, protests, or any of that fun stuff that anything could go anybody's way, because it actually was a tie behind us. Valley Forge and Clark Summit ended up tying for 2nd place, so it was a heck of a race from those 3 teams. Like, anybody could have won it on any day.
Absolutely, and I honestly remember being at home in bed and everything, and texting you and be like, I think we just won it, and you told me not yet. I had to keep it calm. But the one thing I definitely do want to talk about in terms of, like, with both track and cross country, it's something that you've brought up a lot. And from whether it was the hiring process or, the first phone call I had with you, or just seeing it in season, the first thing that always brings up when it comes to track and field, and the one thing you've brought up most of the time in this podcast, is family. How much has that family aspect meant here at Keystone and just with everybody in general?
I mean, for most people, it's the cliche phrase, family. But for me, it's everything. It's what wins championships. These are going to be your best friends for life. Like, in my own wedding, 3 of my teammates were my groomsmen. So, like, you really have to be close and be a family-oriented team, especially in cross-country and track and field. Really any sport, but especially our sport, because you're in season all year. If you don't like each other, it's going to be a very difficult process to really get a championship done, or, like, really do things on the track. Because cross-country and track, the way it's set up, we don't really have true heated rivalries between our opponents, or really inter-team rivals. Like, cross-country and track is a very friendly sport. There's a lot of friendly rivals, because it's a difficult sport and you're pushing each other every day. So you really have each other to really get that rivalry and get in good work and good camaraderie and team atmosphere, family atmosphere, because if you're not close and really brothers with the guys on the team, like, it's going to be really hard to achieve what you want to do, because in cross country, you have to have that pack running mentality, stick together. You can't go into a race saying, I want to beat so-and-so just because you want to be a teammate. You have to work together throughout the race. And our team did an excellent, phenomenal job on our championship day. Cam did his thing up front, and then the rest of the guys really worked together. Our Pats kind of broke up at the end with fatigue, but Corey and Nick worked really well together. Devin and Fraser really worked well together, and Sean and Chuck worked well together. Cross country, it took all 7 guys to really get this championship done, and we were really a family from really the first day I was on campus.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up with you, and it's a huge congratulations when I say this, is for the first time I can actually say congratulations on finally getting a whole season in. And by that, I mean we started in the spring last season, we got through cross, and we got through a winter season. And what was it like finally getting that full, because again, we talk about it all the time, with scheduling and everything like that with track. Heck, you go nonstop. You go winter, cross country, spring, not necessarily in that order, but you go all around with it. How does it feel to finally get that first season in of track and cross country out of the way and under your belt?
It's kind of unique with the circumstances that were given to us. I mean, like you said, like, it's an all-year thing. Your cross-country, indoor, outdoor, and then summer recruiting, camps and clinics. Like, this, our sport, the nature of it is nonstop. But, like, being broken up into these segments, we started with a outdoor season, which started off, like, phenomenally here. Like, we won our first meet that was on campus. We hosted a meet. We hosted a championship in the spring, and then we come back, have a full cross-country season, and now we're finally getting an indoor season. So it's not traditionally how it's done, but it was kind of nice to have those breaks and get really good quality training, really become a family. And from our program, it really helped us because I was able to do a lot more recruiting on going to meets and state championships and all that good stuff. Because really this year, even though I've been here 2 years, the pandemic, this really feels like my first year being at Keystone, because we got a cross-country season, we just finished indoor, and now we have an outdoor season. So this is the first true year that it feels back to normal, the most normal you can get in these times.
Absolutely. And to wrap up everything, I just got to ask, we finish out this year, we just got done with the winter season. We're in that transition period to spring track and everything, and looking at the schedule ahead. Susquehanna coming up on the 26th, Messiah, Misericordia back-to-back, Penn Relays, King's schedule, and then CSAC Championship. A loaded schedule all ahead for everybody like that. I assume the plan and the mentality is just work hard, bust everything, and go ahead and capture that outdoor or men's or women's CSAC Championship. I assume that would be the plan for this season.
Honestly, we're still building this program, building the process. So we're still trying to put things in place, getting that momentum from winning a cross-country championship in the fall. We're still trying to build that and try to go back-to-back next fall. So the way I looked at a cross-country and track schedule, cross-country is our bread and butter. Indoor is more of our training period. Outdoor, we go out, compete, get after it a little bit, try to break some school records, get the opportunity. Hopefully we qualify to the Penn Relays and maybe more postseason meets looking into the NCAA championships. And then we're going to be ready with a good summer ahead of us and then get back ready for another good cross-country season that hopefully we can bring on another championship in the fall.
100%, and I'm looking forward to the ride. I seriously am. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us here at Voice of the Giants. Coach, I want to thank you again for joining us today, and 5 months overdue. So thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for us here at Voice of the Giants, and we will see you guys next week. Take it easy, guys.